Hi, I'm Jenny and I can't cook yet, except today, because I'm making something that I'm very good at making, and that is asparagus risotto. So, I've already cut up the asparagus because I think that's not fun to watch. So the first thing you're going to do is heat up a pan and stick some olive oil in. Just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. I again am only cooking for one, so I use the same amount of asparagus as you would eat on your own. This meal is also great because it uses exactly one pot. So, well, that's not even hot yet. But those cook. This is based on Alton's recipe, except I don't use shallots because the first time I made risotto, I made it with a shallot, and it tasted like onions. It just wasn't good. You know they're done when they would be yummy to eat. If you don't like doing dishes, put it in the bowl. You're going to eat it. Add a little more olive oil and a shallot now if you want, but I don't, so I won't. Let it toast for a second. I don't actually know if that changes the flavor, but I do it. And Alton says to do it, so I do it. You know it's done toasting when it smells really, really ricey. Like the rice smell is very pungent. I'd call that pungent. Add liquid. I'm adding chicken broth. Just enough to cover the rice. Usually my first step would be wine, but the liquor store is very far away and I don't have $10. So we're doing without wine. The other thing, don't put too much liquid in because the rice granules have to hit together and like knock off their starches, and that's what makes the lovely sauce. Thanks to my wonderful fiance, I don't have a blender. I have a magic bullet. And it stinks. It stinks. It does not work. So we have to do this in batches. Ow, that's hot. Put the flaming hot asparagus, oh, maybe all this will go, in the magic bullet, or the blender if you are lucky. Put on the lid, make sure it's plugged in, and blend. So now this is what sucks about the magic bullet. It only blends what's on the top. It doesn't blend the bottom stuff, just what's on the top. And it smells like smoke. But I love my fiance. It's not even like hitting anything. Jeez. Okay, that's the best I'm going to do. I give up. So now you stir forever. You actually don't have to stir the whole time, but I have nothing else to do, so. So the way you know how to add more broth is you should be able to draw a stripe in the bottom of the pot with the spoon. You can't see that. And now, I'd call that ready. Because it takes a second for the rice to come back together and it's really thick. So we're going to add more broth. I don't know exactly how much broth you're supposed to use. It depends on how much risotto you make. The one rule I do know is that risotto doubles in size. So, like, if you feel like eating a cup of rice, only make half a cup. If you, like, yeah, that's it. This tastes like it needs just one more drop. If I had gone to the liquor store and gotten wine, white, obviously, because I don't want to turn my rice pink, you would do it now. Like the last glug, glug, glug would be wine. The last and the first. But I do have lemon juice. So I'm going to cut up a lemon and put in some juice. You always hold your hand under the lemon so that you don't get seeds in. then I'm gonna add my asparagus, which now is the magic show. We have white rice. And now we have green rice. Yum, yum, yum. If you want this to be vegetarian, you can use vegetable stock instead of chicken stock. You can also use fish stock if you like serving it with fish. I've never tried that. But, and if you want it to be vegan, like when I make this for my brother, who is a hippie, and I will make cookies for him. Don't worry, I will make vegan cookies. If you make it for him, it's just, I'm going to put in cheese, but no cheese and vegetable stock. It makes him happy. Okay, so when it's kind of come together, like it shouldn't be dry because that's not what risotto is. But when it's kind of a little wetter than you want it to be, add cheese. I'm using Parmigiano Reggiano to taste. I start with a clump and I mix it, and then I taste it, and then I add a clump and I mix it and I taste it, and etc. You do not need to add salt to this because the cheese is salty enough. Unless you like salt. Whatever you want. So this is my beautiful asparagus that I never mess up ever. It's green and lovely and beautiful. And scalding hot. But I can tell it's delicious. Next time I should buy the wine though.